Hey love, beautiful day, beautiful soul, and welcome back to Love, Peace, and Happiness Tarot. Coming to you live once again from Las Vegas. I go by Melinda NailFanatic, but you can call me Mel. And I'm back to deliver this latest timeless collective channeled message from the download series. So if you're here, it's by divine design. Where it resonates, pick it up and run with it. Where it doesn't, leave it where you found it. Either way, make your choices and decisions responsibly today, because you'll always have the consequences and repercussions to pay. You have questions, I have answers. You can find those facts below the video in the description box and on the website. The following message has been co-signed by the divine and sponsored by Spirit. And after these messages, we'll be right back. Yeah. Soplalo. So soplalo means blow on it in Spanish. They asked me to put my breath of life into this message. So thankful and grateful for you beautiful presence. I see Hermit, first one live with me today. We're going to get into these cards and see what Spirit wants to say. You're coming through in your energy with the Knight. Okay. I heard chivalrous. On the other side of the table, we have the damsel. Oh, wow. Do we have a search and rescue party going on? Somebody needs some assistance. Let me see. In this connection, we have, the hedonist. We're going to indulge in this. We're going to indulge in these energies, baby. Let me see. What do we have in the what you need to know position? The Midas Miser. You need to know that one of the reasons the damsel is in distress is because of the Midas Miser energy. I heard, you got the Midas touch. Everything we touch turns to gold. I heard that, all sugar. And they have that, ooh, I want it, I want it, I want it. Can I have it? It's yours, but can I have it? Can you give it to me, please, please, please? That's the energy that I'm seeing. Somebody wants you to rescue them. I'm seeing somebody wants a financial rescue. Somebody wants a rescue of a ride. Somebody needs some sort of physical assistance. But it's because of their... I heard they have closed the gateway of flow down in their life because they don't want to give. So let's see what's the guidance for you in this is the Rebel. But look at the way she's just sitting on the porch swing. She's not moving. She's going to do her own thing. Okay. What's at the bottom of the deck in the foundation? We have the Destroyer. So right here, this is what I'm seeing is that there's somebody coming up in your experience, possibly today, but in this time frame of you seeing this, okay? And some of you, this is going to be a confirmation of previous energies that you've experienced. But what I see with this person is somebody wants a rescue, baby. Rescue me. Take me in your arms. Rescue me. I need your loving charms because I'm lonely and I'm blue. I need you in your love too. Come on and rescue me. Come on, babe. And this is the energy that they're bringing you. They're like, I need you. I need you, but baby, please, baby, please help me. That's the energy. Okay. But here's the thing. You do have that chivalrous mentality. You do like to be of assistance and all of that. I heard, but one of the things that you've been learning is that if it's not by the divine order, it's just not in order for you. And then they're showing me the difference between chaos and order, you know, and somebody here is in chaos. I heard, but their chaos is divinely designed chaos that's perfect for their life. And so you have to honor the divine order in yours. Okay, I got the tarot out. Let's go over this again. What do we have with the Knight? Why is the Knight here showing up in the tribe's energy, please and thank you? I like Hermit's comment. When I'm sitting in the throne room, it's easier to see your comments. And it says, haha, they better catch themselves like how they left me to do that part right there, baby. You know why you're doing better? You know why you're flossing and glossing right now? Because of the fact that you did catch yourself. Like the tribe, all of you, not just the hermit. Just because the hermit put the comment in, don't mean this is just about the hermit. No, this is about all of the tribe. You all figured out that you had to be the one to take care of you. You had to step up for yourself. So in your energy, you have the 7 of Wands. And I love that they showed me to use this deck because these words are perfect. I stand my ground with courage and determination. 7 of Wands. Yes, this is about tribe standing in your position, honey. Standing in your position. Honoring who and what you are. Honoring your journey, honoring your growth and evolution. Oh, I heard, and that's exactly why people like these keep showing up. So that you can reinforce this identity, reinforce this knowing in yourself that, hey, I don't have to save you. I didn't come here to be a hero. I can be your hero, baby. But that's not always the best option for me to do that. It's not really always honoring my soul, my spirit, or my purpose, I heard. Okay, let me see what comes out on the damsel side of the table. The damsel has the magician. I am confident. Now, here's the thing I'm hearing about this damsel. So this damsel had pulled, I heard they calling it a routine, that has pulled this routine many times, and it's always worked. So this is a routine. This is a way that they make it through the day. This is their lifestyle. This is their ritual. This is their ceremony. Like somebody always comes to rescue them. And because it's coming out with magician energy, it's showing me a level of manipulation that's involved in this, to where, you know, they might not always be truthful. What they say that they're going through might not always be exactly what is the truth, right? They might leave out the details that would influence your decision, like how they got themselves in this fucking mess. And this isn't the first time. How they've been living in this mess for years, okay? So they're coming up with the magician energy. Now, the other thing about this damsel is they know that you got the power, baby, you got the power. You actually could change their life, but would it stick? I heard, but would it last? I heard, because they're vibrating at a certain place, and that's exactly where they're going to take their ass, right back to their frequency, right back to their vibration, which is going to influence their situation. So again, there's another message here. And so this is the season of it, honey. Don't bring that shit home. Do not bring them home. And do not invite them into your space, because there is a situation where somebody can't see their own reflection. I heard they like to do a projection that it's somebody else's fault. So this person could even be somebody who will tell you, well, it's because they did this to me. Somebody did that to me. You know, they like to play the blame game. And they don't understand that they disempower themselves every time. May they figure it out. May they learn, right? May they learn that they are disempowering themselves every time they don't take that accountability, every time they don't listen to the messages within their experience that are revealing for them their truths, okay? May they figure that out. It's not our job to point it all out, though. Okay, so I hear that. Let me see, why do we have the hedonist as the common energy? And it's coming out with the star. You're protected. Yeah, this person would love to sit in your energy, indulge in the fruit of your karmic tree. It's, because the fruit of their karmic tree is kind of rancid. They're giving me the word rancid. Okay, rancid, what exactly? It feels like it means spoiled. It feels like it means acidic. It feels like it's not good. It feels like yuck. Okay, but I just want to, I'm being guided to really actually look up the definition of this word. You know, they do that with me all the time. If you've been here for a while, you know that. So rancid, of foods containing fat or oil, smelling or tasting unpleasant as a result of being old and stale. Oh, that gave a whole message. They said, yeah, their fruit from their karmic tree tastes rancid because, you know, they should have been did this a long time ago. They should have been learned these lessons. They should have been paying attention. They should have been, you know, applying wisdom. They should have been paying attention. They should have been turning towards the sun. I'm hearing they should have been turning towards the sun. Yeah, they should have been turning towards the wisdom, the awareness, the enlightenment that their experience have been showing them. It's not like this is some new experience for them. Again, they said they repeated this over and over again. They've been getting away with it. But I hear every time they got away with it, it's like another day of aging of the fruit of their karmic tree. And they're, wow. So they just took me back to my childhood. I must have been about maybe 5 or 6 years old when I did not like, the way I like my eggs now is not the way I like them then. Back then, I only like, scrambled eggs like most children. But this time, my mother served me eggs that were over medium. I love them that way now. I love my eggs cooked over medium. But back then as a kid, I did not. And so my dad was like, you can't get off of the table until you finish those eggs. And my dad literally said, eat your eggs before I break your legs. And I sat at that table for hours. By the time I finally finished those eggs, let me tell you, they were so cold. They were like icy. It was no bueno, right? And it's funny that I like my eggs like that now. So there's also an energy here of, this person could have, taken in this lesson like immediately while the lesson was still warm, while the fruit of their karmic tree was still ripe. It would have been a lot easier to digest, to take it in, to receive it back then had they gotten to the business immediately. But this person did not want to get to the business immediately. So they let it sit and sit and sit. And God plays a role. The universe plays a role. The highest self plays a role, much like my father did in this instance, and says, you ain't getting off this table. Eat your eggs before I break your leg. You better finish that. You know you can't have another serving of the next meal. You're going to stay on that meal until you consume it all. Because this is what you created. This is what you created for yourself. This is the energy that Spirit is giving that person on that side of the table. Now, so here's another message within this, because I love the way Spirit uses personal life experiences to say exactly what needs to be said. Back when this started, this realizing like, oh, life is teaching me by these experiences. You could have avoided that shit forever, until it was cold and icy. But you're like, now you like it. It's like, okay, so life brings me shadow work to do. I realize where I need to figure some shit out. The challenge shows itself. Well, I've learned that if I don't get to this shit right quick in a hurry, then I'm going to have to get to it anyways, and it's going to be cold, and if I wait too long, it will be rancid. So let me get to the business with the quickness, right? So the other part of it, again, now I love eggs over medium, right? And so the part of it is this. You've now learned that when the challenges show up and the opportunity is there to take in this and digest this shadow experience, this karmic lesson, whatever it is, you get to the business, because as you do that, you come out wiser, brighter, more empowered. You come out enhanced, nourished, right? You nourish a part of your soul, and you don't have to do that specific exact thing again, because every time you get those eggs over medium, it's a whole different experience. But you understand now that waiting on it, pushing it off ain't gonna get it done. I'm still gonna have to come back to the same place. I can't have the next experience until I move through this experience that I'm currently on. In other words, you're not gonna get to the next karmic lesson. You're not gonna get to the next level. You're not gonna get to the next phase until you completed the phase you're in. Be where your feet are. They're saying be where your feet are. Okay. So with all that being said, let's go to the Midas Miser card in the position of what we need to know in this situation. And it's the Seven of Swords. I navigate challenges with wisdom and discretion. Yes, you do. And Seven of Swords traditionally is the liar, cheat, thief card. There's some sneaky shit going on. We already said that. As soon as we saw that magician energy, we realized that this person, and Spirit showed us clearly that this person knows that you've got the ability, you've got the tools, you've got the resources, but they don't. And so to try to get you to attach your ability, tools, resources to their experience, what they do? Lie, cheat, thief. They could have tried to steal your energy. They could have tried to lie their way into your energy. They could have tried to cheat you out of your energy. because they really want it and you got it dripping like water. You know what I'm saying? You got it, baby. You got this, but they don't. And so when they don't, and then they've been successful with lying, cheating, and thieving other people out of their money, their time, their resources, their whatever, they think that shit is going to work everywhere. But here's the thing, you're different. You're set up a little bit different, tribe. The love and peace and happiness tribe is set up a little bit different because of the fact that, hey, we did this. I know my own shadow. I'm not scared of my own shadow. So you can't project your shadow onto me. There's that energy here. You are not afraid of your own shadow. This person is. They're afraid of their own darkness. They're afraid of their own shadow. And therefore, it has a level of mastery over them. It sort of overcomes them, right? And that's disempowering because they're giving the power away to the shadow. They're giving the power away to external sources. They're projecting it. Well, this keeps happening to me and it's their fault. No, the fuck it's not. You are the common denominator. And so tribe, the difference with you, tribe, is that you have realized, like, in all of these experiences, I'm the common denominator. I'm the reason that this is happening in my life. It's a homegrown lesson for me to learn. And so as you take life that way, it benefits you. What's up, Hannah? And so let's see, with the guidance being the rebel. The rebel is speaking to me as using dark shadow traits in a light fashion. They're showing me the yin yang. They're showing me how the yin yang has white and black halves. And in the black half, there's a white dot. And in the white half, there's a black dot. And so this lets us know that there is a light way to use your shadow characteristics and there is a shadow way to use your light characteristics. And this, they're showing me that that's a necessary. That is very necessary to use, whether it's you're using your it really feels like you're using your shadow trace in a light fashion. So let's see what tarot card wants to go with that. The Five of Pentacles. I open the door to new opportunities. The Five of Pentacles traditional statement over this is left out in the cold. Oh, this is where you look at them and say, oh, yeah, no. I mean, that's all you're going to say? Well, what do you mean, no? No. Well, but why not? I don't understand. What do you mean, no? No. I heard no. I got to go. So this is the thing. I am talking to the tribe of love and peace and happiness. You came in with a higher degree of love, peace, and happiness as your innate mode of operation. This is who you show up as consistently without a whole lot of manipulation, trying. Like, this is just how you are. You've always been giving. You've always been caring. So one of the things that the tribe has had to learn in life is to put yourself ahead of all the other people that would take advantage of you. They're showing me a TikTok that I saw a few years ago, and the girl was like, you know, a lot of you are busy trying to be a good person, but here you are. You keep being so good to the people who do nothing but evil towards you. And if there's a sin, that's it. And I was like, damn, girl, say it simply. That makes so much sense. That's the energy here. No, I'm not going to give you my light. No, I'm not going to pay your bills. No, I'm not going to give you the ride. No, you can't have my car. No, period. It's a complete sentence. And, oh, thank you. Had a nail client yesterday, and she was talking along these lines of all the people she's done so much for, going out of her way to do too much for people who disrespect her spirit. And it's like, yeah, no is a complete sentence. You got to stop explaining yourself, honey. You don't owe any explanations. No is a complete sentence. And then she even recounted some experiences where some of the same people that she not only put herself in debt for, but violated the respect of her own time and her own energy for, later would never reciprocate when they had the opportunity. I'm like, and they never even gave you nothing for gas? And she's like, no. And I'm like, yeah, see? No is a complete answer. And you don't owe them any explanations. So this is another thing that the chosen ones, the tribe of love, peace, and happiness tends to do so much, is try to offer explanations because you just want to see like you're a good person. You want them to understand. You want them to see your point of view. And honey, that's not something that's necessary of you. It's just not necessary. Janine is in the house. It's not necessary for you to get them on your train of thought. You don't got to get them to see your perspective. You don't got to get them to any fucking thing. So just let go of that right now. Do yourself a favor. Quit stressing yourself out because they don't get it. They don't understand. They're going to think I'm a bad person. Right. Exactly. But, you weren't a bad person when you were betraying yourself, when you were giving too much of yourself and they didn't reciprocate. As long as they can take advantage of you, you're not a bad person. But the minute you say no and you leave them out in the cold, which is right the fuck where they want it to be. What's up, Maria? Now you're a bad person. Now you're evil. Now you're this, that, and the other. No, we're not doing that. Get the heck out of here. And don't forget selfish. Oh, you're so selfish. You're so selfish. You have so much. There's not such a big deal for you to pay for my fees. Hold on. What? I had to pay my own fees. That's why I got it like I got it. Like, when are you going to get that? What's up, Ken Lynette. Okay. And Opal, welcome. Okay. So bottom of the deck, let's see what we have in the foundation of this is the 8 of Cups. Perfect. I seek deeper meaning and emotional fulfillment. First off, 8 of Cups is a card of walking away. Second off, this situation is not only not emotionally fulfilling, but the thought of doing for this one, the thought of appeasing their requests, the thought of all of these things violates your soul. It's a disrespect to yourself, and that's the vibe. We're not disrespecting ourselves in order to appease their physical needs, in order to satisfy their greed. I heard their greed. They said their greediness. Absolutely. What's up, Cancer? Yeah, we're not going to violate our spirit. We're not going to violate our purpose. We're not going to violate ourselves in order to appease their need. And why are they in need? Well, they decided they wanted it that way. On some level, they did. Because they weren't paying attention to the abilities they had. They weren't taking and utilize. I'm here making full use of the opportunities that came their way. I heard we all came with opportunities, and no, all of our challenges are not the same. And we honor that and we respect that. However, we all came with opportunities. There's always opportunity here. And for them to think that you're their opportunity, they're confused as fuck. And the only thing that is your job is to set that right and say, no. I gotta go. Yeah. And so that's a vibe because, a lot of chosen ones, a lot of earth angels, a lot of the love and peace and happiness tribe has decided that they needed to suffer for the other when the other didn't do anything for themselves. Like, they want me to give you a personal experience. And there's this part of me that doesn't even want to tell this experience, but like I have my closest family blood relation, always in need of a handout, always mooching, always leeching off of anybody. And you know what? That used to be me. All those anybody's used to be me. I'm talking, I gave my car, I gave phones, I gave clothes, I got a job for her. I did all of the things for her. I helped raise her children, all of the things. How many times I bought clothes and supplies for the children, school supplies, whatever it was, bath supplies, all sorts of things, right? There's nothing left to show for it. All of that has been lost. And God literally sat me down and said, and how would you and your family, my immediate family, as in my child and grandchildren, how would we have been benefited had I utilized that time, energy, and resources for myself, for my children, for my child, for my grandchildren, right? Now, God also said, you didn't do a bad thing. You did it out of love. When I did this with her son was young enough that he's actually a very stable and steady result. And I love him and I'm so proud of him. I never hear from him, but you know what? He's never in need. He's never in lacking. He's never come to me with a problem. He handles his business. He learned another way of life, right? So there's times where it's appropriate. But when God said, okay, sign them kids back to their mother and take your hands off. My turn. I said, okay. See, sometimes God will have you put your hands on a situation for a moment because people don't always realize what the divine is doing in their behalf unless it comes by human design, by a human hand. There will be those times. But when it's those times, it's going to be that gotta take a dump urge. Your soul will not have any doubts. You will move your feet to the beat before you even realize that you've gone. You're like, oh shit, we're doing this. Okay, because I'm already on my way, right? Yeah, when I when I got custody of the little one, she called me. She said, I'm going to kill myself. Come get the kids. I said, don't do that. I'll be right there. Well, right there was a 12-hour drive. She was in another state. Within 10 minutes, my car was packed and I was on the road. And that was that gotta take a dump urge. Now, there's been many times where she's called and said, hey, can you do this? Can you do that? And God's like, say no. Say no. And now there's like no communication. Why is all of these experiences necessary? Because some of you say, but it's my mom, it's my grandma, it's my wife, it's my husband, it's my cousin, it's my brother, it's my sister, it's my niece, it's my nephew. What am I to do? You still have to respect your life, your soul, your purpose. When the divine expects you to assist, you're going to know in most cases before you walk into the space where the one that God has divinely declared that you should assist is even there. In other words, thank you. The experience I talked about my client the other day, she said she just felt the strongest pull. And I've had this conversation with her because she was the same way. I seem to attract a lot of people in the same energy. But she said she had the divine pull, like to give this young lady who was sitting at the bus stop $200, and she didn't know why, but she remembered the conversation. And the little girl had not asked her for nothing. It wasn't a little girl. It was a young mother, right? Well, she didn't know it was a mother. But anyhow, she gave the lady the money because it was on her spirit. It felt right. Meanwhile, before this, she had stopped giving money to all the leeches in her family, all the leeches in her job, all of these different leeches, right? And so she had the $200 to give to the lady abundantly. And so she did. And she gave the lady a card. If you need anything, give me a call. All this was spiritually motivated. And she got a phone call from the girl saying, yeah, I'm a single mother. And she was basically like her children didn't have diapers and food, and spirit moved her. So something is going on in that girl's life where God heard her and put that message in my client's heart. I was going to say in her mind, but God said, no, it's in her heart to do it. Yes, the mind understands, but the message was put in the heart. So when God wants you to do something, like you might get guided to pull out that $5 bill in your pocket, pull it out. Okay, so you're like, why do I have this $5 bill in my pocket? Then God gonna point out somebody across the parking lot to you. Go give it to him, right? And there was an experience where I was divinely guided to invite somebody to live in my home. That was a tough one, but I listened. And yeah, they're not living here anymore, but there was a reason for it, right? The divine will is fulfilled many times through the hand of man. But in all of these cases that I'm talking about, it wasn't because the person walked up and said, hey, can you, will you, please? It wasn't like that. It was God said, so I do. And when God ain't said, I ain't gonna do. And most of the cases when these people walk up to you and they ask you, God's gonna tell you no. And you're gonna feel it like, oh, maybe I shouldn't. I don't know. Is this the right thing? When you feel that doubt, just leave it out. When it's by divine design, it's gonna give you that gotta take a dump urge. Very few cases is it gonna be that God says, yep, do what they're asking you for. But if it is, yes, do what they're asking you for, God's going to put that on your heart. There will be no doubts. You will know like you know your own back of your own hand that this is what you should do. So there's that. All right. So I've got the metaphysical cannabis oracle. Let's add to our message, go in deeper, another layer, please and thank you. Why is the knight here showing up in the tribe's energy? Because, you know, you are people of loyalty. You are people of love. You are people of honor and chivalry, right? But look, protection. Oya is showing up with protection. you have to safeguard your essence. I heard you have to safeguard your essence. And in this situation, you are being guided to stand your ground. I heard put your foot down and don't move. Put your foot down and don't move. On the other side of the table, why did they show up as the damsel, please and thank you? Why the damsel? What can you show us? Urun, joy and light. Oh, they got excited because they could see. I'm hearing they got excited because they could see your light. So here's one of the things. They might not see with their spiritual eye or their physical eyes, but something in them just knows, like, you got the power. It's sensible. It's tangible. It's something that they can, a lot of people, because they're so used to thriving off of other people, they're so used to leeching, they're so used to mooching, that they can just tell who's got it and who don't. It's kind of like people walk around here and they see the way you dress, and baby, they just like, oh, you got it. Let me go ask you. Let me go ask you because you got it, right? They could tell because of the way you carry yourself. They could tell because the energy radiates from you. They can sense it in you, right? And they could see it. And then look, riding on a white unicorn, not just the white horse, but this is a white unicorn. They knew you had the power. They knew you had the magic. They're like, oh, can I get a ride on your white unicorn? They could have literally just asked you for a ride, right? A lot of you are aware that I smoke tobacco, natural tobacco, no chemicals. But I usually, if somebody asks me, I'm usually like, yeah, here, take one, right? Unless my spirit says no. So there's a couple in my parking lot of my business, and they're flying a drone around the parking lot. And I'm just standing outside waiting for my client when they walk up and, hey, do you think we can get a cigarette from you? And I listened. God said no. So I told them no. My soul said no. So no. And so they walked off. I don't know why. It's none of my business why. My business is to listen. Am I to do this or not to do this? Is this in the interest in an alignment with the divine mind? Is this God's will that I give this? Because when there's no no's, I'm like, here you go, take one. No big deal to me, you know. I heard no sweat off of my back, but sometimes it is, and it could be the smallest thing. And sometimes these people, it's not the small things that they're asking for either. They want the biggest thing. They want your car. They want you to pay their rent. They want you to pay, I don't know. They want you to do all these things. They want you to stop what you're doing because they're about to ruin the image and the rhyme that you came with. Oh, that part. Yeah, no. We're not doing that because you're in a protected state, and you can sense when your soul, your spirit is protecting you, saying, what they're after is not to be touched by them. Oh, and then they just showed me all these movies. I think they're mentioning the Dark Crystal. It must have happened that way in this movie. It's a very old movie, so you can confirm that for me. But they're saying when you've got the gift, when you've got the light, when you've got the energy, the enemy cannot take it from you. You must offer it voluntarily. Yeah, because they're saying that in that movie, the little girl had some sort of heirloom that was magical, something like that, and that the enemy wanted to take it from them, but literally knew that they couldn't take it. So they tried to intimidate. Give it to me. Give it to me. They tried to scare them. Give it to me. Give it to me. But see, as long as she held on to that, she was invincible in front of that one. So that one tried to scare, tactics, fear mongering, intimidation, all that shit. And then the little girl said, hold on a second. Why don't you just take it from me? Oh, because you can't. You can't. They can't take it from you. So anywhere where you're holding on to the idea that they can take from you, they can steal your energy. Anywhere where you're holding on to the idea that they can siphon. Anywhere where you're holding on to the ideas that they can destiny swap, that they can curse you, that they can tap into your energy field without your permission. Would you like to uncreate and destroy that right now? Yes, yes? They cannot take from you. You must offer it. And anywhere where they have taken from you, you offered it willingly. You may not have realized you were, but you were. How do you offer it willingly? They say one of the ways that you like to offer up your energy to ones that you know you shouldn't give it to is when you try to get them to see your point of view, when you try to offer too many explanations, when you feel bad about it when you walk away, when you worry about what they're going to get on social media and say, when you worry about, well, damn, are they going to be okay? I heard when you worried about, damn, are they going to be okay? You're forgetting that the divine is in control in all of this. The universe knows exactly where a person needs to be, has all of the resources, blessings, and energy that they require. And oh yeah, and the darkness sometimes has to get darker so you can see the piercing of the bright light. That's how you figure this out. That's how they can figure it out too. But thinking that they have to come and take it from you ain't gonna help them get there. And you would literally be enabling the evil mentality that is keeping them stuck in their physicality and in their spirituality. So we don't want to be cohorts in their stuckness. We don't want to be cohorts in their negative experience. It's not our positioning to do so. So, in the common denominator here, hedonist came out. It came out with the star card, and now we have trust. And that's exactly what we just talked about. It's bliss and it's trust. Where they are is perfectly designed for their wisdom, their growth, their expansion, their learning, their awareness. We need to know that. Because think about it. When you grew, when you evolved, when you learned, you were in some heck of a positions. And what happened there? You ain't had nobody to turn to but God. You ain't had nobody to turn to but your highest self. You ain't had no one to trust in but the universe, God, your highest self, whatever way you want to speak the language, we speak all these vernaculars. So stop thinking you have to rescue somebody. Yes, you are the knight, but spirit will show you who you are to rescue. What's part of the divine orders in your life, right? And you don't have to be hard on yourself because that person is in a situation where they haven't wanted to pay attention to the divine orders. They haven't wanted to receive the lessons. And that's exactly why God said, no, don't give them your blessings. These blessings are meant for you. And I just got a download real quick. It came in and I see you. And they're not telling me who you are. But you've been feeling it in your soul, and I see huge resources coming for you. I see somebody who's inheriting a piece of property that is going to change your life. I see somebody who is receiving a very large payout. I heard you already know that large payout is coming because this has been in the works for a while. There's a process, a paperwork process, a legal process, some sort of process. As soon as that processing is done, you know your financial concerns are over. I heard for the rest of your life. They said these things. Oh, one more. They're showing me another ones who's entering into this circle of connections with human people who have all the resources, abilities, power to influence things in a very beautiful way. Oh, wow, really? Okay, and they said for somebody, all three of these are true. And they're not telling me who you are. But in all of these cases, it ain't nobody fucking business. Do not be on social media bragging. Go to the 5-star restaurants, have the lunch meetings, go be involved in the group, go get the money, go get the land. It's not everybody's fucking business. If it's meant for them to know, God will put them in the middle of the show. It's none of their fucking business that all your bills are paid and clear for the rest of your life. It's none of their fucking business. When God wants you to tell somebody, it's going to be so strong in you, you're not going to be able to shut up. And it's usually not going to be with words. It's going to be with an action that God is like, this person has put themselves in an alignment and they're ready. So do this. I see somebody who's receiving this huge payout. And I see you investing in somebody's business and their purpose because their business is aligned with their purpose. And so you're going to support. I don't know if you're funding something. I don't know if you're starting the business for whatever it is, but I see that there's a financial investment that you're going to make. I also see with this piece of land, somebody who's the one that's getting the piece of land, I see you dedicating a portion of the land for a cause that is extremely worthy, that the divine fully supports. These ideas are coming to you through the intuition. It's coming from the divine mind. It's not even coming from me. You have already had a touch of awareness about where you're going with this and who is in alignment to receive. In other words, life has been putting you around different ones who are similar to you in certain ways. And we've been talking about this for a while, that there is a tribe gathering. We've been scattered across the earth like salt on a plate. You don't sprinkle all the salt in one spot. You spread it evenly across the dish, right? But now our energy is so potent, and there are so many more awakening and fulfilling and meeting requirements of this positioning that we're actually meeting each other now. We're coming into contact. Contact is being made. And so when you support that purpose in that person's life, you're in alignment with the divine mind. You know that God's will is being done, however language you want to speak it. You trust in the journey. And when you cut somebody out, or you don't consider them as a recipient of these blessings that you have been trusted to steward on God's behalf, is because God said so. And there is a divine purpose in that. And that's okay. There's no reason for you to feel guilt when you walk away. Oh, that part. Okay. Because they're saying the guilt can cause a lot of problems for divine ones when they feel guilt about doing what is in God's will. That part. You don't have to feel guilt about doing what's in God's will. God gave everybody breath, gravity, air, and a body. Do with it as you will. And the ones that choose to do with it and grow from it and evolve and create beauty and love and life and compassion and kindness in this world with it, they will receive more. And the ones that don't will be left with the basics, the bare minimums. And that's exactly what they decided to do when they decided not to follow the divine will, when they decided to be deceptive, manipulative, hurtful, dangerous to others' souls, to their physical lives, to their minds, and to their hearts. Okay. So show me some more here. In the position of what you need to know, we had the Midas Miser card. We had the Seven of Swords. God said that there was some deception going on, and they want what you got. What is coming out with that? We have the Uwa Aljana, and it says beyond. And look at this. We have the angel wrapping in one. Like, you are outside of the touch of their deceptions. You are outside of the touch of their lies and manipulations. They can't reach you with the bullshit, because you are wrapped in the arms of the angel. And I hear, send me an angel, send me an angel, right now, right now. Okay, they also want you to know that you are able to utilize your angelic team, your spiritual team, to assist this person from the spirit realm, but not in the physical. Work from the spirit realm. You can speak to their soul. You can speak to their spirit team. You can ask the angels to show them what it is they need to do, to give them whatever they need for their highest, lightest, and brightest good in every situation. But they're relying too much on the physical, and you can't do it physically. So you can send your spirit team to wrap their wings around them, right? To support their growth and evolution. And that's okay. There's nothing wrong ever with working spiritually. However, not in the physical realm, because the guidance was leave it alone. Leave it alone. Five of Pentacles, no contact. Did you hear that part? No contact. Yes, no contact. All right. So with that, what else guidance do we have? Universal oneness, transcend. So there is a message here like tribe. You eventually transcend these experiences. So the transcending for some of you is going to look like it gets a lot easier to do this. The transcending for some of you, it gets so much fewer and further in between these experiences. The transcending is elevating your own consciousness. In a way, it's like Thank you. So if you look at life as you've given the universe orders and it stays on those orders until you give a new command. But because the giving me synaptic patterns of the brain are so solidified because of the continued repetitive choices over all these years of your life are so thick, you're going to have to come against it so many times to change that synaptic pattern, to change the brain's automatic knee-jerk response, to change even the subconscious. But at the same time, the continued repetitive process of applying this new mentality, this new self-identity to this experience, eventually what's going to happen is the universe is going to get the fucking clue. Oh, the tribe keeps saying no every time it goes and violates their soul. Oh, the tribe keeps saying no every time it violates their life purpose. Well, then we better start sending something different. But it's like, you said yes to this so many times. Are you sure you don't want it again? Are you absolutely here? Let me send it to you one more time, just to be absolutely certain, because you've been saying yes to this for all those years. And now all of a sudden you don't. I think you're confused. Hold on, let me send it to you again. So you just keep having to say no. 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 Whichever way you can. No. Until the universe realizes, like, they keep saying no to this, so let's stop sending that. Until the subconscious patterning and the synaptic patterning of the brain realizes, oh, yeah, they keep saying no to that. What we used to do all the time, they don't do no more, so no. Okay. So these experiences show up to teach us some things for our own soul growth and evolution, for our own awareness. And when you've realized the lesson, that desire, that craving to be around the person, like the no really, if you're in tune with yourself, the no is going to feel, when it's done, it will feel natural. And that's where you're headed in this. It's because, thank you. And it's intertwined with so many messages that we've delivered. Why is the no necessary so many times? Why do I keep having to have the same experience of saying no to the same thing so many times? Well, because, honey, your comfort zone, your picker is off. Your subconscious and your synaptic patterning is set to that toxic background that you got. You know what I'm saying? It's set to them unhealthy choices that you had made for so long. The ones that you observed others making, the ones that you were taught to make, the programming, the mainstream mentality, which doesn't always honor their soul. And you are here being guided to honor your essence, your soul, your life purpose. The bottom of this deck, what do we have? Usi, okay, with the word nature here. Being on target. You've got to aim. I heard set your sights higher. I heard set your sights higher. And we are in Sagittarius season, and this looks like a Sagittarius as well. So nature, you have to honor your nature. You have to honor what you are. And then I just heard, yeah, so many times these different ones try to convince you that you're not what you are. They try to get you to violate your nature. They try to get you to disrespect your essence, your pureness, your pure authenticity, okay, your soul. And Spirit is here saying, yeah, no, we're not going to do that no more. We don't support that. Those shenanigans are not for you, I'm hearing. Those shenanigans are not for you. So I want to go over this spread again, and they're showing me to use a small selection from the handmade oracle cards that I've created over the years. So let's see. What else do you want to say to the love and peace and happiness tribe at this time? So thankful and grateful. Sacred vessel, welcome. Okay, and Shay, I'm going to call you Shay. And Wensley, welcome. Liam, welcome. Thank you. All right, let's see. What other messages do we have for the ones who are in tune with this energy on all time, space, and dimension? guided here on purpose, not on accident, please. And thank you. With the night energy, why are you showing up with the night energy? What can Spirit say? It's time. It's time. It's divine time. I heard it's time for you to stand your ground and show the universe, show the divine, show your soul that you know how to protect yourself, protect your energy. You know the value of who and what you are and what you're bringing to the table. So it's okay for you to protect, because a lot of us have been put in situations. We have been put through the test out here, through the fire, to learn that, hey, not only is it okay, it's necessary. It is necessary, this protection. Because a lot of us were put in this energy where they literally tried to train you, teach you, program you to disrespect yourself, not to protect yourself. Just put yourself out there. Just be free willy-nilly out there and just do whatever they say. You do what I tell you. Anybody heard that? Especially coming up as a kid. Did you ever hear, you do what I tell you? Do what I say. You must listen. Children aren't meant to be heard, okay? You ain't supposed to have nothing to say back. You're just supposed to just do what they say. And then so it starts at home when you're a little kid, right? And then you go to school. And you got a whole teacher and a whole administrative staff. And you have to just do what you're told. So there's been a deep programming process to get you to do what you're told. Don't question shit. Just do what I said. Wrong answer. See, you're here, you're a little neurodivergent. You're here as a divine one. You're here with the perfect purpose. And it requires you not doing what you're told by any human mouth, but only by your highest self, the divine God. That part. So on the other side, on the other side of the table, the energy is the 8 of 12 universal laws, perpetual transmutation of energy. Energy is always moving and changing. So whoever or whatever has been on the other side of the table was to move through, to change for you. You're not meant to stay stuck in that energy. That energy is being moved. You're meant to go towards the energy of joy and light. You're meant to go towards the energy of your empowerment. This is what somebody could see there. Wow. So they just showed me. It's like you're on your way, right? You're on your way. You got an important engagement. It's a divine appointment. You have a divine appointment to make it to. And so this means you got to travel. You got to move from here to there. Along the way, why this heifer gonna jump in front of your car and stop in the middle of the street? Like, wait, hold on a second. But what you don't know is this person, that's what they do all the time. They do it all the time. And they are not coming for actual help. They're coming to take advantage. And what I see is a band of robbers. They're giving me a band of robbers. Now, that band of robbers is probably not physical. It's probably in the non-physical, but they're just showing me. If you stop and you engage, they're going to attack. They're going to try to overcome you, try to overpower you. Now, they're saying some of you along the way, you've had this exact experience. But the wisdom of having passed through that experience is exactly why you won't do it again. You're not going to do it again. Because not only did it delay you, you used up a lot of resources, you had to build yourself up again after that. It gave you strength. It gave you wisdom. Okay, fine. But it doesn't mean you have to go and do it all over again. Okay, so you've already done this. You watching this, you've already got your life off track before because of trying to be somebody's knight in shining armor when they were a damsel in distress, right? And you're meant to pass this by. Again, the universe is saying, well, are you sure you don't want it? Because you really fucked yourself up with this before. Like, you kept choosing this many, many times before. Are you sure you want to do it again? Oh, here you go. Here, just try it one more time. See if you want it again. And you're like, yeah, no. I heard with no explanation this time. No. So let's see. What else can you reveal for us, please? And thank you. Show me some more. Okay. Human rights, 17 of 30. Right to own property. Again, somebody would love to violate and take what belongs to you. Oh, you got it. I want it. Give it to me. And Spirit is like, no, it's not meant for them to have it. You're not meant to give it to them. They have theirs. You have yours. You're meant to keep what's yours. What's yours is meant for you. It's meant for your purpose. This is like that person on the road, the damsel on the road, trying to throw you out your car and take your car, but hold on, this is my car. Why they do that? Because the last time they did that, it worked. I mean, they only got where they were because they threw somebody else out of the car and they got that far. But that car, you know, they didn't have gas money. They couldn't do no repairs on. The car broke down. So now it's time to steal somebody else's car. They're trying to steal your car. And they'll do the same thing to your car if you give it to them. They'll use it until they run it out of gas, until they run it down, until it falls apart on them. And then again, they still aren't going to have the resources to fix it. So don't go. I heard, don't go breaking my heart. I couldn't if I tried. Okay, listen. Yes, you finally get it. You don't have to break your heart to try to help somebody who's going to be in the same position after you give them the help. Now, I'm not trying to, they want me to say, this is not about us speaking out negativity over anybody. This is about, that's that person's choice. They have a repeated pattern. It's not about you helping them at this point. They've done it so much, you've seen it, you already know. Okay, you don't have to do that. So what else? Show me some more for the tribe. Look at this. The more I play, the more I get paid is the energy. So I heard, thanks for showing up and playing the game. That's what I heard. In other words, come on down. You came on down. They called your name. You came on down the lane. When you walked into this energy, when this energy walked up to your face, this was your chance to play the game. And you took the prize. You took the prize in this. You didn't fall in this game, right? And then this card came out with the next one. Let's see what the next one was with it. All of you, I love you, all of you. So, and then I heard Allah view. Interesting. Okay. They want me to write that down. Okay, I'll add it. That's fine. I'll listen. Okay. Okay. So, and I don't even know if that's spelled right, but whatever, it's there. So this is the thing. This is all a perspective. Is it you? They're saying when you come into these energies, you can ask, is it you? Is it a perspective you're holding? Is this bringing you peace, the olive branch? Is it bringing you peace? I love you. You know, are they loving you too? Is it all a view? Is it just something to see and move on from? Is the divine in it? Allah view. Interesting. Yeah. In alignment, right? So it's not that you're not choosing to participate, but your participation is to say no. That's literally your participation in this, okay? Interesting. I love the way the messages are speaking to you. Such beautiful confirmations. Spirit definitely channeling through exactly what needs to come through. Let's see. What else can you show us in this energy, please? And thank you, love source. What else do you have for the love and peace and happiness? Try here. At this time, we have two. What do we have? Oh, the frenemy is here. It's a frenemy, which is somebody who you'd like to call friend. However, they come in that energy of the enemy. They're meant to throw you off. You know, like I said, it's a damsel. So they come off like, oh, I need you so bad. And they do. They do. They do need you, but that's not actually going to be their solution. What else do we have as guidance? Look at this. What is your agenda here? What is motivating you to do this? Why? So, interesting. Not only for yourself, what is your motivations? What are your agendas? And why are you doing this? But also, like, peering into that. Why is this person like this? What are they here for? Remember the why. Remember why they are here. They are here as part of a process for you to allow the spirit to show you what the fuck you're choosing today. And we're not choosing the shit we used to choose back before that was disrespectful to our spirit. No, like that car that just rev its engine running by. We out of here so fast. Dale más gasolina, me encanta la gasolina. Give it to the gas, baby. You're giving it gas. You're giving gas to your spirit. You're giving gas to your soul. You're giving gas to this show. Thank you. Thank you. Y'all are giving gas to this show. We love that because this is for the tribe. This is for our divine, authentic empowerment. For ones who are aligned with that golden thread of love. The love and peace and happiness tribe. Absolutely. Let me see. They're saying go to the bottom of the deck now. Messages. This card was channeled because, yeah, messages. And it's so funny. Let me tell you how potent the energy of the tribe is. I'll be guided to watch certain videos here and there, whether it's TikTok, YouTube, Instagram, Facebook, whatever it is, right? Somebody who I've been guided to many times for many years. Do you know that they said this exactly on their show? I had never heard it until God gave it to me to put it on this card. And what it gives me is the message is so profound. It's so deep. It's so impactful. It's G's. Messages that will change your life, baby. Messages. That's what you came here for. This is what you aligned with. This is what you were looking for. They're saying this is what you were looking for. I thought we were finna be done, but they said, no, get the black and white oracle out, which is another handmade creation of mine. So let's see. These cards are double-sided. So I'm going to shuffle these a little bit different. We're going to go both sides, give both sides of the cards equal opportunity to show up and speak. I thought that was the last round, but they're saying, no, we're going to take another round on this. I'm like, okay, whatever the divine say. Oh, and that's necessary as well. That is very necessary to be able to take that divine guidance on the road, on the fly, on the go, right? Because remember, you're driving, you have a destination to get to, you're traveling, you're making moves, baby. You in the motions at this time, right? And so different ones going to try to get in the middle of it, trying to get you to get off of your path. Just stop. And take your foot off the gas. Just stop here and hang out with me. I need you. Yeah, no, not at all. Right? Why you want me to talk about? I didn't even want to talk about that, but okay, fine, I will. They said, yeah, it's like when I ended up bringing that person to move here because I was divinely guided to be a miracle in this person's life. And it was like the person, it was like I was recording less than ever before, ever since I started recording, because there was so much distraction. But it was a necessary part of the phase for them, back then, not today. It's not here. We full throttle, baby. We going hard in a second. I heard in a second we fit to hit the NOS switch. Give this the hyper. You know what I'm saying? The hyper. And so that's the energy here. Like somebody no, all of you. They're saying all of you. In the past, you have given your energy to something that caused you to slow yourself down on your path, to take a break, to relax on your purpose. And it was fitting at the time that it happened, because if you hadn't done it then, you wouldn't understand it now. And the value of not doing that shit again. Yeah, I heard, and that's a great reason not to have any shame or guilt about what had happened before. Because, honey, if you didn't do it then, you might do it now. And now we know not to. So it's giving it all the gas. Now we're giving it all the juice. Okay. So what else do you want to speak to the tribe at this time, please? And thank you. Show me more. And what do we have? Okay. Oh, this one. They said this one. Beast mode on. Honey, you're on beast mode. Beast mode on. So you're going for it. And it's time. It's time now. Beast mode on. It's time. It's time. You're protected. You're safe in this. Absolutely. You're protected. You're safe in this. You have to stand your ground with courage and determination. Absolutely. Because you are the knight. You are a knight of the divine court. I heard you are a knight of the divine court. Okay. So when you take action, it's in alignment with the divine will. Okay, it's in alignment with your soul's purpose. And it is time for you to be in beast mode. No distractions. It was okay back then, but it's not okay now. Okay, so let's see some more, please and thank you. What else do you want to show? This one. Broke back. Like literally. This is in the position of the other side of the table. Broken soul, broken spirit, broken bank account, broken wallet, broken purse, broken energy. Like they broke. Somebody over there is broke. And it's time for you to be in beast mode. Oh, wow. Wow. Okay. They just showed it to me loud and clear. There's so many movies, right? Where all these friends, they get into issues, they get into problems, they get into trouble. But their friends or their loved ones that truly love them, they got hurt, got a broken leg, can't walk, they got shot, they about to get hurt, they whatever, they gonna slow them down. What do they say? Even in the fucking movies, they say, no, I'm just gonna slow you down. You just go. You just go. If they love you, they gonna let you go. And then because the person, there's so much real love there, they're like, nah, we got this, and they all make it, right? However, this is not somebody that's gonna do that for you. They're like, they know they're gonna slow you down, and they're glad to slow you down. Anything to save their soul, anything to save their life. Ooh. Anything to save their life. So here's one thing. This person, didn't I tell you in the beginning? They showed me that this person had been getting away with these manipulations of people so many times. It's worked over and over again. The slowdown for you is that this is wild what they're showing me. This person is receiving so much spiritual hits right now as a result of their energy. But when they sit next to you, your protection shields them from their own karmic repercussions, the spiritual bullets. Your auric field of protection shields them. That's why they want to be in your space. Now, they're also showing it to me like what this does to your progression, your advancement, because remember, you on a trip, you're moving forward, right? Is that it's like driving with the e-brake on. First off, you're going to burn up your e-brake. Second off, you could go a lot faster and smoother if you don't do that, right? So this person is like an e-brake being put on when you got full throttle down. That don't make no sense. And it could cause some mechanical issues. Like I said, they done burned up somebody else's car. OMG. They burned up somebody else's car. And they used it until the car was unusable. And they have no problem doing it again to you. And they did this so many times. So karmic repercussions, that's why you see them out there in the middle of the street. Hey, stop, help, I need help. I bet your ass you do. But you don't need help from me. You need help from Jesus. Baby, you need to get with Jesus. You need to get with God. You need to get with the universe. You got to get with your soul. You got to get with your highest self. You better call your angels, ancestors, and guides, because you ain't finna burn my car out. And I just saw also confirmation. You lent somebody your car, and then however you figured it out, they were driving with the e-brake on the whole time. Stop letting these people use your car. That's meant for you. It's not meant for you to give to them. Hello? Okay. Message? Messages. Okay, what else? What else can you show? Thank you. Forbidden knowledge. Forbidden knowledge. You have the right to own property. You trust in spirit. You're inspired, and somebody here, like the knowledge you have, they're not ready for it because the way that these people are using energy and knowledge is evil. It's disrespectful. You're not meant to share with them all of the things that you know. This is why they can't ride with you. They can't get in your car. Because if they get in your car and they ride with you, you're going to be sharing stuff with them that you know. Your experiences, your wisdom. Everybody can't get in your car. Everybody can't find this channel. Everybody cannot watch this show. Everybody can't meet me. Everybody can't be my nail client at my business. Everybody can't get around your energy for a very perfect and divine reason. Because what you're meant to give, share, and distribute is so valuable that it's being done with tact. The universe protects this channel for us. This is our channel. The universe protects my business because it's for people who are like the tribe. Just like here, this is protect. My entire life is set up that way. Are you blessed, safe, and protected on all time, space, and dimension? Because I am. And if you didn't know it, the fact that you're in tune with this channel means you are too. So when you see that stuff is off and it doesn't vibe with you, honor that, respect that. That's if you don't remember nothing else, remember that. Blessed, safe, and protected on all time, space, and dimension. That's where it's at. When I received that channeling, it must have been 10, 15 years ago that I received it. It was early in my spiritual awakening that I received that channeling. And that has been my knowing. And I've grown it. I've grown it deeply over these years. And I teach it to those who are brought into my environment, right? And this is why everybody can't be in your environment. I heard in your soul just repudiate certain ones, which means it's like rejects them, pushes them away, turn the other way, right? So blessed, safe, and protected on all time, space, and dimension. What else do you have for the love and peace and happiness? Try at this time. They want me to give you some more heart chakra. Okay. What else do we have? Ooh. Interesting. So in regards, what you need to know. The truth will always come out, but whatever this person is telling you is not true. We already said that. Now the card comes out to confirm it. And it's like, who cares anyway? This person doesn't really care about even the help that they get from you. It doesn't care. They don't care about your truth. They don't care if they cause you to violate your spirit. They don't care if they slow you down. They don't care if they burn out your e-brakes on your car. They don't care if they destroy your car. They don't care if you never make it to your destination. This person is not telling you the truth. These people, I'm hearing, no, these people, it's not one person. You've got to stop looking at, thank you. Spirit say you'll really do yourself great justice when you stop looking at people so individualized. If you begin to differentiate between love energy versus anti-love energy, between angel energy versus evil energy, because everybody is falling into one or the other. They're not coexisting in both. Even when you use your shadow traits in a light fashion, you're doing it as a form of protection. That's still divine. That's still love energy. That's still angel energy. And it's not that you can't have all of this in you, but there's got to be a level of mastery. There's got to be a level of skill in how you utilize it. Because trust and believe, there's a whole lot of evil inside of this love energy. I just know how to keep that yin yang in balance, right? Those shadow traits are there for a reason. All that ability to fuck a bitch up is in you for a reason. Otherwise, God wouldn't have created you that way. You are created perfect. So your light and your shadow was all given to you for a freaking reason. Right? But it's the wisdom of the utilization of them. They are divine tools meant to be used in a divine way because you are a divine being. Remember that every day. If you walk up and you see somebody trying to rob an elderly person and you fuck them up, you can't tell me that that's not divine, right? You walk up on a situation and there's a child who's suffering in this moment a violation of molestation and you fuck that motherfucker up, you can't tell me that's not divine. See, people look at angels, blowing the horn, flying with their wings. But y'all forget that they warriors. And if that angel don't protect themselves, how can they go be the protector of the other? How could that angel bless you and protect you and the other ones that they're in charge of too if they're not safe? Okay? And so there's levels to this, but you need to understand that all the abilities, all of the character traits, they were all given to all of us for a reason. And what's happened is so many people are imbalanced. They allow themselves to be controlled by their shadow aspects. They allow themselves to fall into the programming of anti-love, of evil. And they think that shit works. Why? Because they got away with it for a time. But just because you're divine doesn't mean you can't also be a protector and a warrior. Because this is the way it's always been, okay? So, let's see. Anywhere where you're anywhere where you're having an experience with somebody who's completely toxic and you don't want to get pulled back in, non-communication was the energy. It was in the guidance position. It already came out. Non-communication. It is wise to have deductive skills, to have discernment, to be able to see beyond the surface, to be able to read between the lines, to be able to tap into not only your intellect, but the divine mind. All of these things are important. If it's disrespectful to your soul, if it's a violation of your spirit, your physical body, your mentality, and your heart, this is the way you break that shit. This is how you don't do it. You leave the motherfucker out in the cold. Non-contact. No contact whatsoever. No, you can't get on my phone. No, you can't get on my social media. No, you can't. Just let me know how you're doing. No, we can't be friends because you are a friend of me. You talking about you want to be my friend, but you trying to take me out. Yeah, no. What is their agenda? What are they after? What is motivating them? And why would you entertain that shit? What part of you is wanting to still entertain somebody who has disrespected your soul, who has disrespected your spirit, your finances, your home, whatever it was, your vehicle, right? Guidance for you. Since it all happens for a reason, chill and allow. Once you figure out the reason, you'll know exactly what to do. So ask the why. Again, some of you are going to be drawn into the situation. You're going to feel like you got to go into it. You're going to feel like you have to entertain the shit. Okay? That's fair. But trust and believe that once you get the lesson and the reason for the season, you're going to be ready to cut tail and get the heck up out of there because you're going to realize where it's unhealthy. Right? And I'm not talking about healthy relationships right now. I'm talking about somebody who's like, I need you. Help me. What am I going to do without you? Ah! Right? And then they lie. They lie. They lie. They deceive. And you're not the only one that they've done this to. They've done this before. Right? Angels versus demons. Light versus shadow. Love versus anti-love energy. If you remember, all people on earth are going to fall into this category or that category. And a lot of times, if they're in that category, the one you don't want to deal with, they're going to try to pretend like they're this. But in a minute, you figure out that they were lying. Oh, you put on the angel costume, but look at your angel makeup fell off. And now I just see the whole demon that you are. Act accordingly. My daughter once dated somebody that told her that she's an angel. She's such an angel. And truly, she's my angel. But she said, Mom, and when they told me that, she said, Mom, when he told me that, all I could think was, but angels don't live in hell. I can't be with him anymore. Did you catch that? But angels don't live in hell. I can't be with him anymore. She had to break it off. She had to break it off. And anywhere where you are convinced, decided, and you try to take action to preserve your soul, to preserve your spirit, to protect yourself, and they try to restrict you, block you, stop you, whether it's by their own hand or anyone else's, they'll be destroyed. Which goes with the energy at the bottom of the deck, the destroyer. If you are trying to get away from an unhealthy situation and they try to stop you, whether it's by their hand or another's, they will be destroyed. But you gotta be decided. You gotta do your part to live in your divine state of being. right? To protect your energy. The bottom of the deck, we have oppression, repression, and depression. Anywhere where these energies try to bring that to you, where you find yourself sitting in these states of being, there's a reason why that is so. What is it speaking to your soul? What have you accepted that violates and disrespects all that you are? When you're in alignment with who and what you truly are, with the divine, with your highest self, it feels like bliss. Do more of this. And we did have the word bliss come through. And it came through with the word trust too. Bliss, right? Trust in your divine protection. Trust in the divine. Trust in your blessed, safe, and protected on all time, space, and dimension, no matter where I stand in my skin. Hello. That part right there. So what a beautiful yet intense message we've received again today. Clearly, we're still in the energy of determining what needs to be entertained, what needs to be released, and practicing the application of our divine authority to protect our spirit, to protect our soul, to protect our path, to protect our purpose, right? Because these messages, they're different every day, but there's this golden thread, and it's like we're at a very delicate time. A lot of people will fall to the evil design, but not you. Not you. You've been warned in advance. You've been prepared. You've been prepared by your life. And it's been confirmed in this message. You owe suffering to no one. And everybody doesn't get to know what you know. Because they're not in alignment with it. They don't know how to respect it or value it. This is what I have for you at this time. Until next time. I absolutely love and adore the part of me that aligns with you. The golden thread that shines all the way through, called love and peace and happiness. And in the meantime, in between time, you can treat yourself at LPHtarot.com. As in, love, peace, and happiness to you and yours. And of course, me and mine. Until next time. Kamsahamnida. Gracias. Little baby. That's all, folks. And I'm out.